Hello, welcome to mathematics session. In this session, we are going to look at simple equations. This lesson is a makeup lesson looking at all the areas that you have been making mistakes in relation to simple equations and as well as the assessment that I gave you. Mathematics is a subject that comprises of rules or tips. If you are not able to keep the tips in mind, it will be challenging for you to realize what you're supposed to do. So without wasting much of your time, let us proceed. So the subtopic, we are going to look at addition and subtraction of equations. Tip number 1, the sum of two opposite numbers is equal to 0. So this is a rule that you should do. Keep in mind, when you are adding two numbers, they are having different signs, but the numbers are the same. Okay, the numbers are the same. You are adding 2 and 2. One of the two as negative. The result, when you put them together, you add, you get 0. The sum is the answer or result that you get after adding, so it has to be 0. So we look at examples of what I'm talking about. So if you look at negative, this is A, this is A, this is B, this is C. We want to look at tip number 1. So negative 2 plus 2. If you look at this, we have 2 here and 2 here. What is differentiating them is that this one is positive 2, this one is negative 2. So when you add, the result here, you just write 0. This is 0. So this skill of knowing opposites is the skill that will help us understand equations, simple equations. Then we have what? Positive 2 minus 2. So 2, you take away 2, you get 0, you remain with 0. Then what of algebra? Letters. So A, which is positive, plus negative A. So once you see brackets like this, what we multiply, their signs, not the letters or numbers. Because some of you are changing, you say A, then you bringing A times A. This is not the way it is. Okay? To remove brackets, you want to determine the resultant sign. So positive times negative, these brackets, they mean multiplication. So positive times negative here, positive times negative, the result is what? Negative. So in this case now it will be positive times negative, negative, so negative A. So you have A and you take away A. What do you have? You have 0. So this is the opposite. Positive A is the opposite of negative A. When you add them together, you get 0. So get to understand this principle. It's very important. Then tip number 2, when a letter or a number crosses the equal sign, okay, the sum of the number changes to either negative or positive. So if it was positive, it will change to negative. If it was negative, it will change to positive, vice versa. A number or a letter. A letter in mathematics, we call it a variable. A variable, because it can take any value. We don't know what a letter A represents. So let us see, I'll show you tip number 2 through a calculation. So we look at number 1. So now, if you see a question, the question should be, okay, what type of an equation is this? Is this addition, multiplication, or subtraction? So if we look at this, 6x minus 2 is equal to 5. So there is a subtraction. So subtraction of equations, what do we do? And after that, we have x times 6 times x. There is multiplication there. So once we eliminate subtraction, we remain with the division, and we deal with that. So let us see how we can work out this. So 6x minus 7 is equal to 5. So you come here, you want to remove this subtraction. So what is the opposite of negative 7? The opposite of a number is the same number having different sign. So in this case, the opposite of negative 7 is what? Positive 7. So this is what we are going to get and add to both sides of the equation. So we say 6x minus, we maintain the way it is, then we bring in the opposite. The opposite is positive, so it will be plus 7 equals, then we have 5. So whatever we have done on the left side should be also done on the right side. So in this case, what we have introduced on the left, we have introduced positive 7. So here also we introduce positive 7. So the negative 7 plus 7, the answer is equal to 0. Sum of two opposite numbers is equal to 0. So here you just cancel, this is 0. So everything here goes. So what you are remaining with, you rewrite. So 6x, okay, is equal to, then 5 plus 7 is equal to 12. So this is not the end. We have to ensure that we leave x alone as the subject. So we have to eliminate this number. So this is division of fractions. So we have 6 over 6. You cancel this, 6 there, 6 there, 1. 1 into 1, that is 1. 1 times x is x. So x is equal to, how many times can 6 go into 12? That is 2 times. So this is true. So we can prove where there is x, we put 2. What are we going to have? So 6x minus 7 is equal to 5. So where there is the x, we put 2. So this is 6 times 2. There is multiplication here. Okay, minus 7 is equal to 5. So 6 times 2, that is 12, minus 7 is equal to 5. So 12 minus 7 is equal to 5 is equal to 5. So the equation is balanced. You don't need this to prove in an exam. You need to calculate like this. You can prove to check whether you are on the right track or not. So we proceed. So the answer for A is x is equal to 2. So what other method can we use? Method 2. Method 2. Method 2 is when a letter or a number crosses the equal sign, the sign of the number changes to either negative or positive. So in this case, we have 6x minus 7 equals 5. So what are we going to do? We have to remove this. Okay, we have to remove this, so it will go this side. So once it crosses the equal sign, it goes the other side of the number. This is negative, so it will be positive. So 6x is equal to 5 plus 7, which is 6x is equal to 6x is equal to 12. So this is over 6 over 6. 6 into 6, 1. 1 times x, x. So x is equal to, how many times can 6 go into 12? That is 2 times. So I found the same answer using this method and this method. So tip number 2 is where you want to do the shortcut. You just take this to the other side. This one you use opposites, okay, to cancel what is not needed, and you remain with what is needed. So I won't now do double calculations for the method 1 and method 2. I'll just pick one and we proceed from there. So you have to ensure that you pick the method that will be simple, but I advise you to know all the methods. Very important. So B, 6x plus 7 is equal to 5 now. So remember, here we had negative, here we have positive. So what's the opposite now of positive 7? The opposite is negative 7. So what do we do? 6x plus 7 minus 7 is equal to 5 minus 7. So I've brought 7 here. So in this case, this is 0. So 6x is equal to this minus 5 minus 7, you are subtracting the bigger number from the larger number, so the answer will be negative. So it's 7 minus 5 is 2. The larger number as negative, so negative 2. So here over 6, over 6. So in this case, x, 6 into 6, 1. 1 times x, it goes off. So we remain with what? X is equal to, then this one, you can't say 2 into 6, no. Okay? The bigger number has to be on top for you to say it will go exactly 3 times. So in this case, your answer will remain a fraction in its lowest term. So what do? We look at the numbers. 2 can go into this. So it's the same as 2 into 2 itself. So we have 1. 2 into 6, we have 2. So we have negative because we are dividing negative and positive. Okay, so this is the final answer. We look at the next one. See, 5x plus 5 is equal to 10. So in this one, if you want, you can use the opposite method. This is negative 5 and negative 5. So the opposite of positive 5 is negative 5. So we introduce negative 5 on both sides. So 5x plus 5 minus 5 is equal to, so other people would make a mistake and then they put what? Positive. You put what the opposite of what you have found as the opposite number. So that is 10 maintains its position minus 5. So this is 0. 5x is equal to 10 minus 5, that is 5. So over 5 to remain with the x as the subject, which is equal to 5 into 5, that is 1. It can go there 1 time. So this is the answer. We look at the other one. So we have x plus 5 is equal to, x plus 5 is equal to 10. So what's the opposite? Negative 5. But if we can just say this goes that side, it will be x is equal to 10 maintains its position, then this number goes in front of the other. So minus 5. So x is equal to 5. Okay, x is equal to 5. Then the next one, we have y minus 2. Okay, so this is B, C, D, E, F, and G. Okay, so we go to E. So we go to E. Our E, y minus 2 is equal to 12, is equal to 12. So I will use the simple method of shifting the number here. So this is negative 2. So when it goes that side, it will be positive. So y is equal to 12 plus 2, which is y is equal to 14. This is the answer. Okay, so if you wanted the method 2, you introduce positive 2 here and positive 2 here, then this will remain 0, then there are 12 plus 2, that is 14. The next one, we have 4z plus 7, okay, is equal to 27. So we want to eliminate this. We want to have a constant number on one side and the letter remains on the other side. So this crosses the equal sign, or the opposite of 7, the opposite of positive 7, the opposite of positive 7 is negative 7. So we have 4z plus 7 the way it is, then we introduce this negative 7. Whatever we introduce here, we introduce also on the other side. Negative, that is 27 minus 7. So 4z, this is 0, is equal to 27 minus 7, that is 20. Okay, so now we want to remove 4 from z, so that we remain with the subject as z. So this is division of equation. So we have over 4 over 4. So we have z is equal to, that is 5. So this is the answer. Then we look at the next one. We have 2t plus 2 is equal to 2t plus 2 is equal to 4. So in this case, what we want to have here, want to eliminate this. So this goes that side, it will be negative. So it's the same as 2t plus 2. So since this is positive 2, we introduce the opposite of positive 2 is negative 2. So negative 2 is equal to 4 minus negative 2. Okay, whatever we do here, we also do this side. So this is already 0. So 2t, we don't write 0. 2t equals, so everything here goes. So 2t equals, what remains is 4 minus 2. So that is 4 minus 2. So we say 2t is equal to 2. So we have to ensure that we eliminate 2 from this side so that we have the subject t alone. So over 2 over 2. So t is equal to 2 into 1 into 2, that is 1. So this is it. The answer. So please make sure that you pause the video, you watch, and also follow through so that you understand, and then ensure that you do the quiz and the exercise that I'll send to you. So we look at multiplication and division. So how do you know that this is multiplication and this is division? Okay, this is multiplication, this is division. So when you see a number next to a letter, okay, and then there is no plus or minus, okay, meaning that you have to apply the principles for division or multiplication. So in this case, what we have 4x is equal to 12. So what do? You divide by the coefficient, the number here, over 4 over 4. So this one means 4 into 4 is 1. 1 times x, we don't write 1x. Don't write 1x, no. So we just say x is equal to 12 over 4. So x is equal to 4 into 12, that is 3. So this is the answer. We look at this. This is a fractional equation. Okay, it's a fractional equation. What do you do now? You say over 1. Okay, so you cross multiply. So x times 1, it will be x times 1 is x is equal to 5 times 15. So in this case, what we have, 15 times 5. 5 times 5, 25. 5, 2, 5 times 1, that is 5 plus 2, 7. So here x is equal to 75. So this is the answer. Please make sure that you pause the video and watch carefully so that you get to understand. Remember, if you don't practice, you are preparing for failure. But if you practice, you are brightening chances of learning mathematics, understanding, and also passing any exam. Thank you so much for your attention. Remember to forward all those questions that you have, or if you have not understood, let me know where you are still having problems so that we can make up a video that will address that problem out of what you have learned. Thank you so much.